Hey guys, how are you doing? Welcome back to Know Your Life. Today we're going to be talking about Artemis Fowl, the movie, which should be an adventure. So before I get started with this review, I feel that it's important to say that I have never read an Artemis Fowl book. I don't have much knowledge on how this movie should have been or what was proper for the movie. That being said, I do have a lot of opinions on how this movie went and ended up turning out. Artemis Fowl was originally supposed to be released in theaters, and because of coronavirus, Disney decided that it was best released on Disney Plus. Ultimately, I feel like this was the best decision for the movie. Like I said before, I have not read any of the books, but it feels like the movie has a bunch of wasted potential. I feel like there's so much this world has to offer, and they even start the movie with the human world finding out about the fowls, and it just goes absolutely nowhere. What is the point of this conflict? Artemis Fowl the second or junior would have found out about this anyways, about his father going missing anyways, so why do they take the time to set up this human conflict? Clearly it has no effect within this movie. Also, why do they take the time to set up Molt's Diggums? Obviously he's used throughout the movie. Why in the very beginning do they take the time to make him the narrator of the story? He doesn't seem, I mean, it's a cool story, but it doesn't seem like it needs to be coming from him necessarily. It's just, there's no payoff to it, and there's really no effect to the story once he's the one telling it. It could have been told from anyone, and it would have been absolutely fine. I understand that Disney clearly wanted to set up a series with multiple movies, but they just fell short. I wouldn't be surprised, however, if they decided to go forward with another movie. While I have my reservations about this movie, I did enjoy it, and I do think that it's perfect for Disney Plus and may even have a future there. Well, they spent too much on it, especially if it was supposed to originally be in theaters, not on Disney Plus. I think that they can definitely set up a path forward for it, and it probably is doing quite well on Disney Plus. Overall, like I said, I found Artemis Fowl to be entertaining. As someone who has never seen the books, I found the movie to be kid-friendly, the world was unique, and I think that I wanted the main character to lift. Honestly, though, he was very cocky, and it just, he's like a 12-year-old or whatever, and it just came off wrong sometimes. And he's trying to be cool, and it just didn't work, and that's okay. That's how the story is, but I think they could have done a better job of it. I think they did a good job with CG as always. They spent a lot of money on it, but I'm unsure if they needed to spend so much money on a movie that ultimately ended up in Disney Plus. So now it is time to talk about many people's main arguments with the film, and that is it doesn't hold true to the source material. From my understanding, which I have never read, in the source material the fairies hate the fowls, so much so that they would never ever trust them. While in the movie this does seem to be the case, they ultimately end up retreating, and Officer Short, Holly Short, ends up helping the fowls, which in the books, to my knowledge, would never really happen, or she helps them, but she doesn't trust them ever, and this continues throughout the entire series, whereas in the movie, this just doesn't happen. She trusts them, it's happy day, end of story kind of thing. While I always understand the need to Disneyfy source materials, take Frozen as an example, I just don't understand why they had to completely change the source material. I don't think it was, like as in Frozen, Elsa is literally the evil queen that kills everyone. In this story, this is not how it is. The main characters are the antagonists in a way. They are meant to be evil, and you shouldn't really Disneyfy that in a story like this. It's interesting, as you would believe that Disney would be so capable of adapting stories like this, but it seems that they always fall short, except for in the Marvel Universe. It's clear to me that Disney is to let their source material shine, and ultimately, they would be able to create much stronger stories. Overall, I enjoyed Artemis Fowl. I'm always down for a new story and a new fantasy world, but it needs to be done right. Would I have seen this in theaters? Maybe, but I think I was much more eager to watch it because it was on a streaming platform. Disney needs to be more careful of the properties they invest in, and they have so much talent, they just need to understand that not everything needs to be Disneyfied, and even then, it might do better than some things. And that's just the reality we live in these days. Thank you guys so much for listening to this review. Make sure to hit that subscribe button to get more reviews, and tell me which do you think I should review next, and I'll see you guys all in the next one.